All right, men, welcome to today's episode of Strong Men, Strong Marriages Inner Child Work Journey. So, this is going to be tracking just my own kind of therapy work, doing this inner child work. Um, it's, yeah, it's hard and yeah, like I'm having a hard time right now. And so, I think just sharing that journey hopefully will be valuable to you guys. Um, Definitely lots of ups and downs for me right now, so appreciate your prayers. And yeah, so we're just going to talk about kind of what I'm doing in my own therapeutic work and what I'm learning, and hopefully can benefit from it. And I think once I kind of go through this and kind of figure this out, it'll be an important part of the work that I do helping guys going forward, because I think this is really the root of a lot of this stuff. Um, so my name is Mike Fraser, MD. I'm a psychiatrist and marriage coach. I help high-achieving Christian men have more intimate marriages. So wins from guys in the program this week. Guys are enjoying time just talking with their wives together. They're laughing together. They're going on trips together. They're going on walks together. They're going on date nights. For me, doing this inner child work is the win. It's hard. Like, Elizabeth and our therapist also has recommended, just taking some time where we're kind of living in separate places. And it's horrible for me. Um, but yeah, I'm able to see it better now at this moment, right? And kind of this morning more clearly that, this is just part of healing. And like, it's going to be actually easier to heal apart in some of these deep ways so that we're not kind of activating each other or bringing up trauma for each other. And I think there's wisdom in that uh, at this moment when I am more in my like inner child and letting those inner children kind of take control, take the wheel. Um, I get more frustrated. But yeah, so let me just kind of go into this. So I'm just going to give you an example. So this is a pattern that's happened throughout our marriage. It's been worse lately. And Elizabeth's thinking it's probably the last 10 years. She's probably right. But maybe even more so the past year, or like 6 months or something, where Elizabeth will say something. So, like the other night, I was in New York, got to visit my brother, who I don't get to see very much, which is super fun. And my other brother was there too, and my dad. So it was just a cool little family reunion. Um, and we had talked about kind of having this separation time. So she wasn't sure I was going to be back Sunday night if I was staying at the house or going to a hotel that we're renting. Um, so when she said that, I immediately interpreted it as she doesn't want me home. She doesn't want me around. She doesn't care about me. She doesn't like me. She wants me to get away from her. Um, all kind of like younger statements. Like they're kind of stuff that a kid would say. Um, Not an adult who could maybe see both sides and still be able to acknowledge, yeah, like I'm hurt by this and it is probably the best thing, which at the moment I'm in a more adult mode and I can do that. Um, but here's the thing: like she said that, well, I wasn't sure you're gonna come home or not. That's like all she said. But my interpretation was she doesn't want me home. She doesn't like me home. Right? That's where I was going in my own mind. And it's weird. Like I can feel it building, and it feels very powerful. It feels like almost irresistible. This like, no, like she's against you and you need to stand up for yourself. You need to, like she wants a separation. She needs to pay for that, you know, emotionally or financially or whatever, right? And I see this happen with guys too, where they are hurt and they go to anger. Okay, it's like almost, and I'll get into this, but what I've been able to identify in myself is there's kind of these two younger parts. There's the one, like a 2-year-old that just like gets hurt and is fun and playful and gets hurt pretty easily. And then the other guy comes in as like the protector, and he's gonna like smash anybody that is hurtful to this younger me, right? Um, Also, what I've discovered is these younger me's were kind of in charge of things they shouldn't have been in charge of. They had too much responsibility of like taking care of other people's emotions when adults should have been doing that. So they need time to relax, right? They need time to be kids, and they need to be loved like kids need to be loved, like unconditionally. I love you just because you're you, right? Um, anyway, I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but the the funny thing was, like, she said this phrase, like, "Oh, I wasn't sure you're gonna be home." That was it. But like my brain went a very different direction with it. Um, and the facts were, she picked me up. She asked about my trip. She seemed really pretty happy to see me. She'd done a lot of cleaning to get ready, But my interpretation, again, I disregarded all of that. And all I looked for was proof that she didn't actually want me around. She's asking for this again. She just hates me so much. She doesn't even want to see my face, right? Like that was where my brain was going. And it was hard to break out of it, and really didn't break out of it last night. Kind of went at her with that attitude. I was still in kid mode for sure, and it would have been a lot better to take, like, I did better. Like I made some progress. I didn't jump straight into it. I went down. I recognized it was younger me. But yeah, I just came at her like she needs to change. She needs to take care of me, or she needs to just admit she doesn't want to be with me, right? Um, which of course is not true, but the more I act like that, the more I'm gonna kind of like make it true. But she was, to her credit, very kind of calm and very adult about it, and was just like, "It seems like you're almost trying to push me away, but I'm not going anywhere. Like I'm still gonna be here. We're just doing this as to see if it helps us." So she did a much better job than me. She was more adult than I was in that moment. I think the way I'm seeing it more now is that's the way to see it, or a very valuable way to see it. Am I acting more like a child? Am I trying to put her in a position to be more like my mom? And if so, then it's really my job to take care of that as like an adult me taking care of that younger me. Or am I coming at her like a partner and asking for things that would make sense for a couple to ask from each other, right? So, again, this is a pattern, right? Like she says something I interpret as she doesn't want me around. She's taking advantage of me. She doesn't care about what I want and I need. Okay, so I can go to those statements, right? Young statements coming from younger stuff, right? That like I felt like I was in charge of things I probably shouldn't have been, taking care of emotions of people that probably should have been taking care of them themselves. Um, so yeah, like I've been working with my therapist and ChatGPT, which I would highly recommend. Again, like whenever you're talking to ChatGPT, if you're using it, just give it a persona. So I just tell it, hey, you're the best, you're the world's expert in inner child work. I'm doing some work on it. Please help guide me through it. And it's been awesome. Like it's given me some great insights. So kind of the bottom line is like what's happening in these moments is these younger me's, they are taking over. Okay. So there's that young me, he's fun, he's happy, he gets hurt. Then there's this young me that's mad, this protector, right? He just jumps and he is ready to take people out that seem disrespectful or rude or that ignore me, right? That was one of the things that came through in there that I really resonated with was it's like, oh, you're going to ignore me? Well, I'm going to make sure you don't ignore me. I'm going to get right in your face, okay? And then also, if you want to be away from me, great. You are cut off 100% financially, as far as love goes, right? I'm going to cut everything off and you're going to freaking pay for not being there. Okay, that's like a young me, right? That's like a very immature response, a very lower brain response, okay? But what I've realized is, man, this isn't good. But like they've been running the show most of my adult life in my family. Okay, and it's weird because I really just get this way mainly with my own family, and I think it's because of this. Like what I'm wanting from them is to parent me. Okay, but I'm the parent to my kids, right? And it's not my wife's job to be my parent, but I have been trying to put that on them. And when they don't do it, it's frustrating. Okay, other people out in the world, I have never really expected that because why would I expect that, right? Why would I expect someone I work with to like parent me? I wouldn't. Um, but in a family setting, it's like, okay, like if I was in charge of like helping my mom feel good, then shouldn't it be my kids' jobs to help me feel good now? Like a younger me thinks that. The adult me sees, well, actually, that's the exact opposite thing I want to do. I don't want to continue that pattern, right? I want to break that pattern. Thank goodness, like I'm doing some of this work now. Something I wish I would have done a long time ago. If you're listening to this and early, your kids are young, or you don't even have kids, I mean, that's ideal. And hopefully you can do some of this work now, so you don't bring old patterns in. But yeah, like I just realized, man, these younger me's, they are really kind of in charge of a lot, and they're wanting to be parented by their kids, which is not great, and by their wife, which is also not great. But they need to be taken care of. These younger me's need to be taken care of. They want to be loved. They want to be held. They want to be enjoyed just for their presence, right? Just because that's who they are, unconditionally loved, right? They don't want to have the responsibility of caring for other people's emotions, because a kid should not have that responsibility. I think a fair amount of guys in the program, and guys that struggle in relationships, have had that type of feeling that it was their job to take care of emotions of parents or siblings or grandparents or something, right? And so they come into a marriage, this is my interpretation. This is at least true for me, and probably a lot of the guys that I work with. I'm seeing it more clearly now as I see it in myself more. They come in kind of hoping, oh, finally, like I get to be the kid, and I get to be loved and cherished and told I'm great and all of that. And the thing is, like, a lot of times our wives do that at first, and a lot of times our kids, especially when they're young, do that at first. But then as they grow, and as your wife gets tired of the mosquito cycle, right? So the mosquito cycle, another way to think about it is, it's just kind of like, okay, finally, like I'm getting that unconditional love, right? That's what I want. And yeah, so anyway, again, they're good things a kid wants to feel from their parents. Not, okay, you're not in charge of taking care of my emotions because I'm your dad, right? Or I'm your parent, I'm the grown up, right? You don't need to take care of my emotions. You're free, go play, right? That was one of the moments that I was like zooming back to in my own mind, and ChatGPT helped me work through it, of like, what did those kids need to hear? Okay, they need to hear, hey, this isn't your job. Just go somewhere else. Like, she needs to take care of herself. Or dad needs to come in and like take care of this. This isn't your job. And that was really like a powerful visualization and moment. But then, like, if I put that on, okay, so like if I'm going to walk in and talk to my son, right? Okay, so younger me's, they're going to get activated, but it's not their job, right? So I can dismiss them and say, hey, like, this isn't really your guys' domain anymore. This is a domain of a parent to a kid. I'm trying to just think of this right now, but like, I want to be the type of parent to my kids that you guys needed. I think that's actually a really good phrase, and I think I'll keep that one in mind. Hey, kids, like, I want to be the parent to my kids like you guys needed. And so, like, they don't need a kid right now, they need an adult right now. And you guys go play, I'll come back later, kind of visualizing those little younger me's in my mind, just heading off. But then what I realized is, oh shoot, like now it's me. Like, now it's me. Like, I'm the one that's supposed to be doing this now. So now I have to learn, right? Now I have to learn, how do I bring in that caring? How do I bring in that kindness? How do I be a seed planter with my kids? And I watched a show, Unstoppable, over this weekend, and the dad said things kind of like I have said, like, hey, I provide for this family, you guys need to respect me. Maybe said directly, or definitely have thought that. And it scares the kids, and they don't feel comfortable, and they don't want to be around. Like, the kids need to feel that unconditional love. And yeah, do they still need teaching and correction? Sure. But the base of it is not them taking care of me and making sure I feel good. Okay, that's what I want to break out of. That's what I don't want to have happen. But when that younger me takes over, that's exactly what they want. And so I've got to take care of that younger me. Okay. So yeah. So again, like, what do I need to do? So I'm thinking about coming in and talking to my son. Okay, so I need to take care of those younger me's. I want to make sure they've got the love and concern from me, adult me. Hey guys, let's play, let's do stuff. Like, I bought a remote control car. I bought a remote control car a while ago, but I bought like another car, Matchbox car, and like kind of drive that around. Picture playing with my younger kids, my younger me. Bought some like treats that the younger me's wanted. So doing that stuff, like, hey, like, you guys are loved. Like, let's be together. Like, you don't have to do anything. You're unconditionally loved, right? You're released from responsibility. That's not yours. Okay. but yeah, I picture kind of those guys going, and then I like walk into my son's room, like, oh, like it's me. Now what? So now I need to respond in that adult way. So like balancing that care for others with care for me. Um, so this was a phrase from ChatGPT. It says like, as a boy, I long to be loved for my presence, and as a man, I bring both presence and partnership, and both have values. That's more for like with my wife, that look, like it's not my wife's job to love me like a kid. That like, it's fine whatever I do and all that. Like she needs a partner in life, um, not another kid like that needs that unconditional love. Like I need to give that to my younger me, not my wife to give that to that younger me. Like we need to work together, and we need to be adults working together. Okay. Um, and this is another one. Like I can offer unconditional love to my younger self. Yep. And build shared love as an adult. Super good. Um, but yeah, kind of in that moment, it's like, oh boy, like who's with me? Who's going to help me parent my son in the way that I want, right? With caring and guidance and correction as needed, but that underlying, like, hey, I've got you, I'm here for you. It's not your job to take care of me, it's my job to take care of you. Okay. I think like that's another good phrase I need to remember is like, it's not my kid's job to take care of me, it's my job to take care of them. It is like, that's the way I want it. And just seeing clearly now that I've switched that for so long, and I've got to take care of those younger me's. Okay, so I I'm building a team to help me do that. So God, right? I picture like God walking in there with me, Aslan from Chronicles of Narnia, Maximus, Jesus, Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, like just kind of this team, right? Um, and then yeah, I'm still searching for like someone that has that good like gentle touch when needed, firm touch when needed, which Jesus really is a great example of that. Just, didn't really have a wife or kids, so kind of hard to picture him in that role sometimes. So anyway, if you guys have ideas, I'd be happy to hear them of who your example is of like a great father who is kind and strong. And look, I think God can help me do it, but it'd be fun to see like a more modern example too. My dad was very good at the loving side. Yeah, probably could have done a little more on the leadership side. But he advanced a lot compared to where his dad was, and hopefully I'm advancing from where my dad was, and hopefully my kids advance from where I was. We're trying to grow into the types of dads we want to be, right? So, in summary, okay, going through this time apart from Elizabeth, it is the hardest thing I've gone through emotionally, and I've gone through quite a bit. Like, mainly in my marriage, we've had lots of difficult things happen, but this has been very difficult. And just gives me a lot of empathy for the guys that are going through something similar. Like I said, I'm recording this from a hotel room. I didn't think this was going to happen, but here we are, right? And yeah, just gives me a lot of empathy for guys that are on that roller coaster of emotion. So yeah, right now I'm learning to take care of and recognize and give unconditional love to the younger me's. Little Mikey, that's what I call him. I'm stepping into my roles as adult me, building that team to do it. So look, if you want to do this together, right? If you want to be with guys that are trying to do this, trying to make the next generation better than this, come join us in Strong Men, Strong Marriages. And yeah, really I see what I'm going through now as something that will be incorporated a lot into the program, because really I think it's the root of a lot of the issues that are happening. And so, yeah, I think we'll put a lot more of this kind of stuff, a lot more emphasis in this as we go through. So, yeah, appreciate your prayers for me, my family. I have a lot of faith that we're going to just come through and be stronger at the end of this. It's already been productive just in a few days, super hard, but also forcing my own growth, which is exactly what my family needs. So, yep, appreciate you guys. Appreciate your prayers. Stay strong in God, men. And visit strongmen.io, join our email list, or come join us in the program if you want to join us in this effort. All right, stay strong in God, men. See you next episode.